Hey everyone, welcome back to another video. I hope you're all doing well because today we are going to be doing a bit of a makeover of Winston Jordan O'Connor's friend group of my O'Connor Diaries Let's Play. And I said in the last video that I wanted to do a makeover of his friend group because they're all going to college. You've only seen a couple of them. There's only like 4 other Sims. And personally, I'm really excited, so let's waste no time. So to give you all context of Winston's friend group, I actually gave him a brand new club called Cool Kids on the Block. It consists of Michaelson, his boyfriend, Ruben Landgraab, which is Malcolm Landgraab's child in Oasis Springs, Sophie Ito from Snowy Escape, Mount Komorebi, and then Arlo Easton, who is actually his parents' cousin. So Arlo and Winston are related through Winston's grandma, Aspen Marie O'Connor, and Arlo's father is related to Aspen Marie, but they're not blood related. They're more like family, chosen family, if that makes sense. So those are all of his little friends, all of his people in his club that we're going to give a makeover to. And Winston is the first one I want to make over. Okay, now that we're in cast, I feel like with Winston, he could do no wrong. All of his outfits are pretty much perfect, but there are a few things that I do want to change about him. His formal wear, he has 2 outfits that I kind of want to change both of those. And his hot weather wear, he has 3 outfits, but this third one, gotta go. Because personally, I have been downloading a lot of custom content and I've been changing Winston's style. Literally every time that I see him, he must change his outfit. No sim of mine shall wear the same outfit every day, or at least not for the current season, because right now it is fall in the game and he's in university right now and he's a music major. So there's a lot of things that I want to give him before I kind of send him off into the ether and do whatever he really wants. Now, I recently downloaded a new custom content collab by A Harris Brittany and then Aoshi, who did the Rich Boy collab. They also did the Boy Toy collab in collaboration with Day, who I love. Day. I love his content. I love his videos, and I'm like, ooh, every time I see a Day video, I must download more CC. I'm at 19.7 gigabytes, which is a problem, but not a problem. I don't have a problem. Anyway, but I downloaded the new Rich Boy collab, and I feel like Winston could really rock that very well. And to me, I feel like I've birthed Winston into the world because I've seen him since he was a literal baby. Like Aspen was pregnant with Winston while she was together with Sergio Romeo. And when Sergio Romeo died, I felt like Winston needed a sense of style that represented Sergio in his adult age, because Sergio was a young adult at the time and then he died, and you know the whole story. But I feel like Winston just needs something new for formal as well. And I don't know, the Rich Boy collab is kind of nice. It doesn't come out until August 20th for public access, but if you want to help support A Harris Brittany and Aoshi, you can always check out their Patreon, and they have a lot of great custom content, a lot of great stuff. So I think this will be really good, a major step up for Winston, because to give you all context, I've been playing the same save file since 2021, and I've never really felt so inspired or attached to my Sims in a very long time. And with Aspen and Winston and Jack and Leanna and Angus and Eleanor now, I just feel more in tune with this family, and I've fallen out of love and in love with the Sims for a very long time, and now I'm getting back to my roots, my storytelling roots. And I don't know, I'm just looking forward to the future of Winston and seeing where his life goes. And I'm gonna kind of play rotationally here and there with Winston and Aspen and possibly Aspen's father, because I do want him to go to jail because I just can't deal with his nonsense right now. But I do want him to go to jail, or at least do some type of community service of some type, so that way he can understand what he did and learn from that. But I don't want Winston to feel affected or think that it's his fault that his grandpa went to jail, even though he had no connection at all to his grandpa of what he did in the past. But it could literally lead to the future where everything could fall apart in a split of a second. So I don't want Winston to feel bad. I want him to focus on his university career and his music career with High Fidelity. And I'm actually looking forward to playing with Winston a little bit more, especially with his band. Even though we technically don't have bands in The Sims 4 at all, we just don't have it. I am very excited because I'm using a mod by That's So Jordy. It's the World Tour mod, and it really enhances like the entire game, like core game files itself of music and like what you can do with your music. You can go on tour via rabbit hole. It really enhances like Get Famous. So I've been using that mod a lot, and it's been really fun. And he signed his first record deal, even though he has made no records just yet. I'm just looking forward to the future of Winston and High Fidelity. I think this pair of socks look okay with the pair of shoes. So yeah, this will be his first formal wear. And then his second one, I don't know how y'all feel about this one, but it makes him look grown. And Winston without facial hair looks disgusting. He's had facial hair since he was 14. I'm not joking. And I'm like, let me just show you. Who is that? I don't like it. Give me it back. Thank you. Because like, what is Winston without facial hair? I don't think I've ever seen him without it. Like when he became a teenager, I kind of play in a very realistic way where I'll give my Sims certain outfits, certain like facial features to make them look either younger or older. And so there are times where I'm thinking, okay, maybe Winston's like 13, he's going through puberty. I gave him braces. I gave him like where he like rode his bike and like lost like 3 teeth. And then I aged him up a little bit more, but not like too aged up. So I gave him like a little stubble, and then I gave him a little bit of like different outfits, make him like slouch a little bit, have some acne, like little things like that to make him look a bit more grown and like preteen-ish. And it is like a preteen mod out there, but I don't want to have that right now in my game. I'm not prepared for that yet. I've seen him like change, like his personality has changed a lot over the years, and I always felt that he was just different. I knew that he was gonna have like that moment in time where he was gonna break some hearts, and he didn't break any hearts at all. He became more of a fan favorite amongst other Sims, and he always just had this sense of mentality that he knew what he wanted, he knew where he wanted to go, and he knew where he wanted to do it. And his father, Sergio Romeo, if you don't know, Sergio Romeo is a Sim from Get Together, the second EP that we've had in The Sims 4. And so he is an oldie but a goodie. And Winston never knew his father. Like, I'm not joking. Winston never knew his father. I look back and think to myself, hold on. Winston was never born when Sergio Romeo died. Henceforth, he never saw his father's eyes, his voice. Like, he never got that. Like, in retrospect, he kind of has had a moment of like he knew his father, because Sergio was still alive and Aspen was in her, I think, second trimester, I believe. And he was able to like talk to the belly, and they took photos, and it was really cute and very nice. And then he died. Not by me. I didn't do anything. It was literally the Sims being dumb, because because I kid you not, I play this game all the time, but Sims are very dumb for no reason. They'll go outside in the dead of winter thinking, oh, I'm fine, I'm okay, and then they get frozen to death. However, I kind of like where the game goes sideways for me, because it allows me to improvise with like my storytelling and like add new things that weren't supposed to happen, but it did happen, and I just kind of lean into it to hope for the best that it'll make sense. And eventually it did over the course of a couple of years, but I think this made Winston, I don't know, like grow up a little bit more to take care of his mother, even though she didn't need to be taken care of. Winston's a caregiver. He loves taking care of people. And I find Winston always leaning into, how can I make people feel good about themselves, and not just for one day, but every day. And I think personally, Winston's like in a good place mentally and like emotionally now that he has Atlas Michaelson, who's from Growing Together, my favorite EP of all time. I love Growing Together more than anything, but I felt like when he met Atlas Michaelson and his family, and you know, he eventually, because Atlas and Winston were having like a long distance relationship for about 2 years, actually, since Winston's now 19. Wow. Okay. Anyway, I get very distracted. I'm not doing face cam for a reason, But this is very raw, real Steven. It's with like, I just chill. I kind of vibe. It's kind of like a podcast in a way. Ooh, kind of fun. Anyway, I think personally what I really love is that they've grown together over time, and they've met multiple times via video call and like, you know, sim Discord or whatever you want to call it. And they've met, traveled to each other's like hometown. And then eventually they met each other because Aspen moved from Newcrest to San Sequoia because Winston was in summer school because he kind of failed one class, not gonna lie, and had to do it over the summer. But he's fine now. He's good. He's good. And Winston, I think he's been the happiest he's ever been. And now he has like a place where he can go to when he's on summer vacation and can go back to San Sequoia and hang out with Atlas, even though Atlas is going to be in university as well, but not at Brichester University. He's going to be going to Foxbury Institute as a robotics major. And to give you context, Atlas was going to be like, he wanted to be with Winston, but he knew that he needed to be apart to further his career without damaging his relationship, if that makes sense. And Winston understood where he was coming from and was okay with it. And even though they're like a hop and a skip away in like Sims timeline, I think they're like an hour away from each other, because Foxbury is like more modern and Brichester's more like distinguished and like old. So I think they're like an hour apart from each other. And so like traveling an hour back and forth is not that bad because they can meet in the middle of town in Brichester. So it kind of works in their favor that they're apart at two separate campuses. But I think eventually at some point they're going to live together in university, their sophomore or junior year. I haven't really decided where I want to go with that, but I want to for sure do something with, yeah, these two lovely people. But now that we're done with Winston, I think we're going to go ahead and move over to Mr. Atlas Michaelson, because now he's a young adult. We got to change up his looks just a little bit. Okay, now that we're done with Winston, we're finally on Atlas Michaelson. And honestly, there's not much I want to change about him, but I do want to yap more about him and his life as we give him a tiny bit of a makeover. But for his aspiration, he is a neighborhood confidant, which I do eventually want to change over time, but I think for now, I'm okay with it. He is a hot-headed sim who's a goofball and a perfectionist. His turn on and turn offs are a lot, but he does love winter music, violin, cerebral sims, deep thoughts, flirtation, physical intimacy, cooking, and gossip. His turn-ons, pretty normal. His turn-offs are like, okay, emotional decision makers, country, homebody, broke, slacker sims are his turn-offs. So if you broke, a homebody, a slacker who loves country music, and you're a decision maker who use your emotions, you're not for Atlas Michaelson. And personally, Winston's none of that, thank goodness. I don't want them to break up is the thing. I feel like with Atlas Michaelson growing up, he's always been taught to treat people with respect, honesty, and love. And I can see how he's grown up as a genuine like sim before like actually fully controlling him and, you know, making him a part of the storyline. I think whenever we were introduced to the Michaelson family with the Growing Together, I was like so happy to like see the family and like grow with them and like hang out with them a little bit more on like a deeper level, like on a separate save file. And Atlas Michaelson is just like a cool kid, knows what he wants, knows where he wants to go, and he really takes care of his younger sibling and his mom and his dad. And it's just really nice to know that he's just one of the good people that really cherish goodness, if that makes sense. So yeah, I feel like Atlas, he doesn't need much of a change, and I think his hairdo is actually pretty okay. I don't want to do too much with it. I don't really have a lot of male CC. I mean, I do, but I also don't. I'm kind of going with the flow with Atlas over here. However, for his outfits, I honestly don't really have much. I didn't do too much with him when I initially controlled him from the very get-go, and his outfits are pretty okay. I think the only thing I actually do want to change is his everyday wear, because he's had this since he was a teenager, and now that he's going to be a mechanical engineer one day, I want to spruce him up a little bit. He's a physics major at Foxbury Institute on a full ride scholarship, and I think it's so cool that he's pursuing something that he didn't know he wanted or I guess, needed, because he never really thought that like playing with like robots was like a full-fledged career, but he always had like the back of his mind that maybe this could be something really fun and exciting for him to do for as a career. And I think personally for me, I want Atlas to know that you can do anything and everything in your life, no matter what people say. Never take no for an answer. And I think in the back of his mind, playing through his storyline with Winston, Winston encouraged him to like kind of like help with his machinery, like mechanical engineering, for like producing his first single that he released to the world. When Atlas and Winston were 17 years old, and Atlas was in San Sequoia and Winston was in Copperdale, Winston was like, hey, Atlas, I know that you're really good with computers and really good with like engineering and like producing and things like that. Can you like help me, you know, produce my very first single to release to the world? And lo and behold, Atlas was like, sure, I've got you, don't worry. And this was like when they were like really good friends but not dating. And I think this like grew their bond even more, to know that, hey, we can count on Atlas for anything, we can count on Winston for anything, and if they need each other, they'll always be there for each other no matter what. And it's really cool to know that they're in each other's corner no matter what happens in their life. They're always there, and it's kind of cool. So yeah, that's kind of where I stand with like Atlas right now. And I think there's just so many cool things I want to do with him, especially when I play rotationally. I'll control Atlas a little bit, I'll control Winston a little bit, and control all the other Sims, because Sophie Ito, Ruben, and Arlo, they're all going to be living in Brichester, and I think I might have them live in the same dormitory as Winston, so it's a little bit more easier, because Sophie's a history major, Ruben's an economics major, and Arlo is a drama major, so pretty much they're all in the same boat. However, Ruben might go to Foxbury, just because I think economics and physics kind of coincide with each other, so it works best if they're in the same university, if that makes sense. So Foxbury Institute for Ruben Landgraab, and we all know the Landgraabs, they are Richie Rich McRich. So Ruben, he's set for life. His father, Malcolm Landgraab, so he's good, he's Gucci. We have nothing to worry about Ruben. He can pay all the bills if he wants to. I do want to change his hot weather wear because, you know, change is good for a sim. Sometimes they need a new look. Sometimes they need to zhuzh it up a little bit. Think about what they're gonna do for the future for themselves. I think I might do this one. Ooh, oh wait, no, let's not do that one. Is that Twilight? Oh my gosh, that's hilarious. I love that. Where's the Foxbury oh, here it is. I was like, there's a Foxbury Institute shirt over here. And then I think I'm gonna pair it with and I think I wanna use some shorts, probably from Island Living. I think this looks cool for his hot weather wear. Yeah, that looks cute. And then there's makeup I can use for Atlas, but that's gonna get rid of his contacts, and him without contacts just doesn't look right for any of my Sims at the moment, because if I do this, he looks so different. Like, what is that? I mean, technically, you know what I can do is I can just give him a secondary outfit, but with the same outfit, but with the face paint. We're going to ignore his eyes for now, because everything else, Well, actually, I kind of like his freckles. I think I'm gonna do this. Yeah, I'll do the little lobster claws, like, Mr. Krabs, you got any ideas? So I think that would be really cool for him. I wonder if there's even a hat that we could wear. I know there's a lobster costume that you can, I don't think you can actually get it in cast, but I know there's like a lobster costume that a Sim wears because they're the university mascot. And it would have been really cool if we had that as a thing to wear. So I'll give him a red hat. Maybe this red bucket hat. I think that will be really, really, really cool. So we'll keep this for Atlas Michaelson. But yeah, Atlas is very chill. He's very calm, cool, collected. So I think everything else is pretty good for him. But this is Atlas Michaelson of what he is. His side profile on the left and the right. Pretty nice, pretty nice. I love it. Very cool. But now let's move over to Sophie Ito from Malcolm Arabi. Alrighty, now we're officially on Sophie Ito, the third Sim in the Cool Kids on the Block Club. Personally, again, I say there's not much to do with half of these Sims that we're gonna give a makeover to. I just like to yap y'all's ears off, and hopefully you don't mind. But Sophie Ito, she lives in Malcolm Arabi. She was a child originally, if you all remember, if you have Snowy Escape. She's a child in Malcolm Raby in that lovely world. And then now she's a young adult about to go to university as a history major to become a lawyer, because people are downright insane for causing a scene when they don't need to. So her aspiration is self-care specialist, but I'm gonna actually change that to a knowledge sim and probably make her a renaissance sim. She's good, a loner, and then her third trait, I'm gonna give her, I'll give her a genius, why not? So those will be her traits and that will be her aspiration. She wore this outfit for her high school graduation, which was mostly online because she was homeschooled pretty much the majority of her entire life, which honestly, she turned out perfectly fine. She's happy, healthy, excited about university, to become a lawyer one day, and the rest of her outfits, honestly, downright awesome. Love it. Love. Snatched, bald. Cold weather wear, snatched, bald. So we're gonna have to change her hot weather wear and her cold weather wear. And I also wanna update her everyday wear too, because I think I only gave her one everyday outfit. So I'm gonna change her hairstyle actually. And I think in this moment, I don't know if anyone else does this or not, but what I like to do in The Sims is I pretend that my Sims hair is growing, or they're always like changing their hairstyle. So like they get a haircut every once in a while, so their hair is a little bit shorter or at a certain length, and then they, over time, it grows. So now that it's fall time, I think she would have cut her hair since graduating high school. And so I want to give her a nice little, like a small little updo. She has long hair, so I'm gonna go with medium this time. And then I have this hair by Clumsy Alien, which I also like. And I think I might go with this hairstyle. It's really nice, very styled. And so I think I might go with this one. And then there's also this top right here that I think could work from Serenity CC, but probably in a different color. So maybe we'll go with something like a little bit of black or like a tan. Ooh, no, I like this blue. The blue looks really nice. We'll change the little dress to more of probably a pair of pants, possibly. I do like these pair of pants, and she's in university. She doesn't need to be, you know, all, you know, suit and tie, like, you know, dressed to impress. She could be a little bit more relaxed. Twisted Cat has some nice CC that I've been really liking a lot lately. So maybe we'll go with something like this to kind of keep it simple and classy. I think the pair of shoes I probably want to do is, I like the tennis shoes so she can be comfortable walking around campus, because wearing heels, I don't know, but wearing heels sound painful on people's feet. So we're gonna go with sneakers. We're also gonna wear some socks as well, because even though it might be hot and sweaty in the fall time, we gonna look good while doing it. We'll wear a nice little watch. And then I think I also wanna wear a ring or a couple of rings. I think that'd be really cute to have. Oh, a little bag. Ooh, okay, let's have a little bag. Ooh, a little purse. I like that one. I might probably put that in her secondary outfit. Like I might give her two outfits and one has a bag and one doesn't. I might do that, but I kind of like it on this one. This looks really, she looks so stylish. I like it a lot. Nice outfit, nice and good. So yeah, maybe I'll give her a secondary outfit, but then take the bag with it. So we have options, and we'll go with more of like a tan pinkish color. I think it'll be really cool. I'll give her a secondary outfit like top. So I'll probably go with like this blouse and more of like this color. And then the pants honestly are fine, but I want to change it to more of like this right here. Oh, this is gonna look so great. I cannot wait. I cannot wait to play with these Sims even more and just have fun like navigating their story and, you know, flourishing their friend group even more. So I think we'll go with this outfit right here for Sophie Ito's secondary outfit. We gotta change her hot weather wear because she got snatched bald. Her weave got snatched because I deleted CC out of my game, as one does. So since technically this is her hot weather wear and she has a medium length hair, this is her original hair, I think we can style it up a little bit more, probably do something like this, or kind of keep it in the same, ooh, see, why do I like all of these now? Why do I like all of them? Clumsy Alien, you're making me clumsy. I could do something like this too. This is from I'm Vaikai. I feel like it kind of matches a little bit in terms of like length. So maybe I'll go with this one right here for the hot weather wear. And then we'll do a pair of shorts just like this. Something simple, very summery, it works. And then we'll also change the shoes to more of like flat sandals to make it a little bit more easier. And then for her winter wear full body, I think we'll just go with this one right here. Just keep it very simple, easy, nothing too complicated. And I think this looks perfectly fine the way it is. And the boots are also good too. But yeah, this is Sophie Ito. And now we can move over to Ruben Landgraab, who is the 4th sim in Cool Kids on the Block. Now we're on the next sim, Ruben Landgraab, whose father is Malcolm Landgraab and grandfather is Jeffrey Landgraab, grandmother Nancy Landgraab. However, here's the thing. Ruben Landgraab was a random generated NPC sim child who I so happen to like enough to bring in our friend group with Winston, but he's looking a little bit rough around all the edges. It's scary. So we have to change everything about him, and personally, that is okay. His formal wear is probably the only thing that looks normal to me. Athletic wear, no. Sleepwear, what is that? Gotta go. What are you holding? Oh, that's a ring. Hot weather wear, all sorts of no. Cold weather, wear your pants, you're gonna freeze. So Ruben has a lot of work to do, and this is a good time to give him the rich boy lifestyle outfit that he needs and probably deserves a little bit more. So we're gonna yeet that do-rag right off your head. First and foremost, I'm gonna give you some skin details. If you've ever wanted to know how I make my Sims, this is literally how I do it. I get a base sim and I go through all of my skin details to make them a little bit more nicer looking rather than looking like a random generated NPC sim that we've all seen walk in the streets, and it looks a little bit rough, but it's okay. So usually I like to go with either the Rue version 2 skin. I don't know by what creator, but I kind of go between this one and this one, but I think I'm gonna go with this one because it feels a little bit more natural without changing him too much. This one also looks fine, but I want to give him a little something something. So we're gonna go with that one over here. And then I go around and look at some of the other skin details that I feel isn't too out of place, but will work very well for him. So we're gonna do something like that. I don't want to give him any freckles really. I might even give him, let's see. And I don't use half of the stuff, which I need to delete at some point out of my game, but I'm not in the mental space to do that just yet. Eventually I will. Keyword eventually. Not now. One day. When I feel good and ready. On my own free time. When I feel a little bit more sane enough to do it. But I'm not sane. I'm Delulu on Sulu on Trulu. And that's okay. True. But we're gonna go with something like that. I think a little nose mask could do some good. Actually, I'm gonna get rid of this one and then do something around his chin, actually. And then I'm gonna give him this nose right here, this nose overlay that I really like using quite a bit. I forget, this one's by Sammy XOX on Tumblr, and I've been liking their CC, or at least for skin details. So I think this could work very well for Ruben. And then I like to go in and add a little smile wrinkles around the mouth, just a little bit, nothing too drastically crazy, something simple, easy. I might change it just a little bit. Something like this is like actually good. He's a little bit more grown up. So I think I'll go with that one. And then everything else, I kind of just don't mess with. I give him some pores, but that really just doesn't change anything. His teeth are fine. His brow details are okay. Cheeks are honestly fine. I've been doing this a lot where I give my Sims like a shiny highlight to make them look a little bit more realistic without realistic, if that makes sense. So like they match the game, but they stand out a little bit without being too stand out-ish, if that makes sense. So we have that. And that's by Sims3 Melahonic on Tumblr. And then my eye details, I go with Sim Mandy's, and I like to give a little bit of shadow on the right side. And then mouth details, I really just do nothing with it. But that's kind of how I make my Sims look a little bit more detailed without drastically changing everything about them. I also have a bunch of like, of course, eyebrows and nose presets, but since he was a NPC sim created by another sim who was originally in the game, I don't want to change their facial features unless I really want to, but I'm not in the mindset I'm not ready for that yet. And plus, I feel like he's just honestly fine. He looks like his father. He looks like Nancy though. That's the scary part. He looks like a little bit of Nancy, even though that is his grandma. I can see the Nancy in him. He's unflirty, gloomy, and an idealist. He also has the super parent aspiration. He likes the color blue. He has a lot of turnoffs. He dislikes electronic music and spirited sims. Like, he is like a lot to go through. So how would I say he's a part of the friend group? He was just there, and you know, we needed some newness in the friend group at least. So we'll go with some little stubble here. I also want to change his eyes. Since he does have brown eyes, I like to use a lot of contacts in my game. I don't have a problem. I may or may not have every single set of contacts by Sims 3 Melahonic, but you know, variety is good. Variety is great. Variety is fun. So I usually tend to go with either number 80, number 81, 82. It really depends on the sim that I'm making, but I play around with all of my contacts quite a bit. And these contacts literally change how a sim looks, like by 25%. The eyes are literally what changes a sim for me. And I'm like, wait, you look real. Who are you? So I think this could work for him. And everything else is honestly fine. I'm gonna give him a new hairdo. I think I might give him this because it resembles a little bit of his father's hair. Okay, so his hair is done. And I think for his outfit, I wanna, ooh, business and hobbies. Okay, I wanna go with something like this for his top here. And then for his pair of pants, I would think what would be appropriate is probably the cottage living ones for right now for his first everyday wear. He might have a secondary one, but I can't count on that to be a true thing. But I think this will be good for something simple for now. His formal wear gotta change actually. And I'm going to use the Rich Boy collab. And I think it's, yeah, here it is. I'm gonna use the Rich Boy collab, and I might use this one right here. Where's the one that has the little pin? I know there's one with the pin. Oh, well, let's use the one with the logo actually. Yeah, we'll go with this one right here. And then the pair of pants that go with it are, I think honestly anything is fine. I think this right here looks good. Yeah, I like it. It's all coming together. Oh, there's also this one too that feels a bit more formal like. So yeah, his formal wear is looking good for me. As for his athletic wear, it's not an issue. The only problem is that it's the color scheme that I don't like. It may just be the shoes, to be honest. I never really go into cast thinking I want to change everything about them. It might just be like a color here and there that I want to change that may look good, but needs to be zhuzhed around a little bit. So we'll go with like a green, and then his shorts will be changed to something like this. I think will be okay. A little bit of a blue that are clipping. So we're going to change that actually. Clipping and me, we're not the same people. So we'll probably go with this one right here by Serenity CC. And I think this looks pretty peachy keen. So that looks good. And then his sleepwear, what party are you going to, sir? This is not 1995. We don't do that here. No, no. Okay, I actually need to delete that. I don't know where I got that CC from, but I got broken CC like right here. And I gotta figure out what that is at some point. Okay, so his sleepwear, we're gonna kind of bump it out and kind of just make it very, you know, comfortable for him. For his party wear, gotta change all of that because what's going on. I think I might even do the modern menswear kit, which I've not really used properly at all. And it just doesn't work for most of my Sims these days anyway. But I think for Ruben, it works. So we'll go with this full body outfit here. We'll change the shoes to be more, you know, professional, you know, sleek, whatever, and give him a secondary party outfit. But we're gonna go with the Rich Boy collab because I really like that one a lot. We're gonna scroll all the way down to here, which is right here. There it is. It only took me some time to find it. So we're gonna go with this one. I like what this two-tone is doing right here. We're gonna go with the brown, and then we're gonna go with some of the pair of pants that comes with the collab. And a nice little, ooh, I like the green, but I like the brown a lot more. Wait a minute, it's grown. Wait, the red, the tan. Ooh, you know what he also needs? Sunglasses, because this collab comes with sunglasses that I really like, and Winston wears it every once in a blue moon. And I think we're gonna go with, yeah, I think these glasses right here look really cool. I like them a lot from the collab, but then there's some other glasses that I do like that mostly will go on your head. They're from SpringSims that I think could also work too, if we're careful enough. But I wonder if there's any, oh, okay, no, there is. Perfect. I was wondering if there is technically like that shade look, and that looks stellar. Stunning. We're going with that. Winter wear, same thing. We're gonna go with a full body outfit to keep it very simple and plain Jane. And it's this one looking like Sherlock Holmes from the 4th of July, which Sherlock Holmes is never at the 4th of July party, but you know, you get what I mean. My delusion humor is coming out of this video, little by little, every day. I think for his top, I'll go with some earmuffs right here in a nice brown color. And I think that looks fine and dandy. But yeah, I really like what he looks like right now for his first, year as a freshman at Foxbury Institute. But now we can move on over to Arlo Easton, who is the last and final sim in the Cool Kids on the Block group. Okay, before we get started with Arlo's makeover, who does not need much, I wanted to mention that I was sitting in silence for the past 25 minutes, sitting by myself in the dark, doing nothing, just sitting in silence with my own thoughts. Either way, Arlo Easton, like I mentioned before in the beginning of the video, he's going to Brichester University with Winston as a drama major, and he wants to become an actor. So I changed his aspiration from musical genius to master actor. He's an overachiever, a bro, and creative. His likes and dislikes, he has nothing, but he dislikes nature enthusiasts, and that's about it. But he is a teen. He lives in Copperdale right now with his uncle, Frank Easton, who actually is best friends with Aspen because they were college best friends. And Arlo's parents live in San Sequoia. Arlo got a scholarship to Copperdale High, same thing as Winston. And so now they got to move around and do other things. But this is Arlo Easton. If you haven't seen him, this is what he looks like up close. And really, I don't want to change anything about him. Like his hairstyle, stellar, stunning, but his outfits, I do want to change just a little bit, not too much. And I want to do something laid back and simple. I do want to try and get him into some acting classes. I have made an acting teacher one time a long time ago, and then I deleted that sim, and the whole lot that I was using, I was just like not in the right mindset for it at that time. I'm thinking of making an acting / music teacher that Arlo and Winston can go to every once in a blue moon, just to kind of get some lessons, practice a little bit, so Winston can work on his solo music and Arlo can work on his acting improvements. Little things like that before they go into their respective careers or respective, businesses that they want to create for themselves. So I want to try and do that for Arlo every once in a while so he can travel to Del Sol Valley and kind of experience that life a little bit, but I'm not there just yet. So I think for Arlo, I'll probably change a little bit of his outfits here and there without drastically changing everything. Like his formal wear is perfect. Athletic wear, honestly fine, but I will change his shirt because I want something new. And I think I'm gonna go with this shirt right here. It's a little bit more ripped up. So I'll go with this blue shirt. His party wear, gotta change everything about that because that was his high school party wear. He's now grown. He's 20 years old. So he's living his best life right now. And he needs something new, Every sim needs something new for a change. High school him, thriving and living it up like never before. So we'll go with this outfit right here, which I think is really good. His swimwear, fine. Hot weather wear, pretty okay, but I think I'm gonna change his shirt. I like his pants. I wanna go with something angsty, young adult, angsty / teenager. He's still 19, 20 years old, has a mindset of wants to go to parties and do all these different things, but I think I want to give him a little bit more of an upgraded look, So I'll probably give him this shirt, maybe in a black color. I think that could work, but it doesn't fit well with the jeans. So maybe I could do either Adrian Pastel or Harris Brittany. And you know what? I might go with a hairspray. You know what? Yes, I'm going to go with this one. Yep, I like this a lot. And I'm not going with the Twilight one. I'm going to go with this one. I think that looks really nice, simple, easy, clean cut. And then cold weather wear. Honestly, the jeans gotta change because that's calling for, it's cold up in here. Grandpa, I'm cold. So we'll wear these pants. And then for the actual like coats, we'll probably wear a little sweater and we'll go with like an orangey bluish color. I think that looks good. His shoes need to be boots because even though it's not technically winter yet, it is gonna be really cold very soon in the fall season and I don't want him to get sick. So we gotta be well prepared as much as possible. And I think I'm gonna go with this right here. I'll give it like a green color. Oh, actually I'm gonna go with an orange so it matches like his shirt a little bit more. Yeah. So it looks really good. Yay. See, Arlo didn't take that long because it's like, you know, it's Arlo Easton. He don't got much, but he's fine and peachy the way he is. Like if I changed his hair, I mean, not much of a change. Really? I could go with something like this, to be fully honest, for his hairstyle, which I honestly might do that. I think I might do this hairstyle instead and put that for all of his outfits. His hats shouldn't have any conflict. Yeah, his hats don't have any conflict, which is good. I might even do, let's see, this hat right here is kind of cool. So maybe I'll do with this one, but in a different color. I like the little logo and I might even change his top for his formal wear. And I might do this one right here. Oh, that looks so good. Oh, I really like it. I like it a lot. I might even change his pants too to the Rich Boy collab. I'll go with the one with the belt. See, this complements it so well. Either way, Arlo Easton is downright stellar, stunning, and iconic. I love his look. I love his vibe. And personally, I cannot wait to play with more of the Cool Kids on the Block group with Winston, Atlas, Sophie, Ruben, and Arlo all together in university for Gen 2. Well, my friends, that was the end of today's makeover video with the Cool Kids on the Block with Winston, Atlas, Ruben, Arlo, and Sophie here in Brichester University, where they're going to be in their respective degree path and hopefully last a long time in their friendship, their relationships, and maybe going on vacation together every once in a while during the summer season. I'm really hoping that Winston and Atlas last a very long time in uni and also after uni, where they could probably get married, adopt kids, have a surrogate. I don't know, but I'm really hoping that they last for a very long time. As for Ruben, I'm really hoping that he focuses a lot more on himself and not really have the pressure of trying to be perfect, try to be like his father, his grandma, and just be Ruben as a hopefully successful environmental manager as he navigates, you know, protecting the ocean, the environment, and moving to Sulani down the line. As for Arlo, I'm really hoping that he navigates being an actor and not really put too much pressure on himself to be the best of the best, but be the best for himself and try to do projects that he wants to do rather than what society thinks that he should do. Never put himself into a box. So I'm hoping that he just does projects for the sake of wanting to improve in his skill set of improv, comedy, drama, commercials, and just have fun while doing it and not focusing a lot on the money. As for Sophie, I really hope that she focuses a lot more on her studies, but also herself, and really takes some time to be there for her family, because her parents are getting a lot older, her siblings are like not really getting along, but I don't want her to be like, it's my responsibility to fix the family. It's more so I will be there when they need me, and I will be there to be supportive in any way that I possibly can. So I'm hoping that Sophie really does that more for her family, but also for herself, and also hopefully getting to the top honors of her degree path and being successful as a lawyer. So those are like some of my wishes and my excitements for the entire group here and where I see them going for the future. And yeah, I don't know. But as always, my friends, leave all of your suggestions down below in the comments and go ahead and like, comment, and subscribe. And I will see you all next time in the next video. Bye.